No, you know what? My client is not interested in seller finance.
What? All right, so in this video, we're gonna go over 3 key points. Number 1, what is seller finance? Number 2, is seller finance the same thing as Subto? And number 3, how do you pull a seller finance list in Propstream so you can make money and lock some deals up? All right, let's get into it. Well, simply put, seller finance is when you have a home and that home does not have a mortgage on it, okay? So that means it is a full equity position. There is no other way to do seller finance unless we're talking about full equity. Again, no mortgage, the owner owns the house outright. It's paid off, okay? So that's the baseline. That is the beginning place to start when speaking about seller finance. So what happens when you're talking to a real estate agent and you're on the phone, and let's say, hypothetically, you're trying to lock up a creative deal, or better known as a subject to deal, right? So I do a ton of these. What is the big difference between seller finance and Subto? I mean, the funny thing is that agents get so freaking confused whenever I call them asking, hey, Michael, yeah, so if we could get your sellers 10K cash to close, pay your commission and the closing costs, would your sellers be open to letting us take that mortgage over?
No, you know what? My client is not interested in seller finance.
What? I don't recall ever mentioning seller finance. And this is the most confusing thing that a lot of real estate agents do not understand, because they think seller finance is anytime you're just taking a mortgage over or equity over, but it's not. There's a very clear distinction. If you happen to be on the phone with an agent and you're trying to do a creative deal or a subject to deal, and you want to take that mortgage over and continue making payments, that is not seller finance. And that's a great time to step in. And this is kind of what I say. I go, hey, that's great because I'm actually not trying to do seller finance here. I just want to take the payments over on the existing loan. And that's when they go, yeah, we're not interested in seller finance. I go, whoa, hold on. Neither am I. Seller finance is full equity, and these sellers have almost no equity, or very little for that matter. And that's when I can re-educate real estate agents so they can better understand what I'm saying. When you're speaking to an agent, you want to be really clear on the language that you're using. And if they don't understand it, it's a great time to just slow down and don't be a dick about it, right? You want to be super nice, but just sort of reframe what it is that you're talking about with the correct terminology. So if you're doing a subject to transaction where you're taking the debt over, do not call it seller finance. If you are calling because you want to do a seller finance deal, then absolutely call it seller finance. And I do a ton of these deals. I think I've got 4 or 5 that I'm working on right now that are in the Midwest, and they're roughly like a 35 to 45% down. I know it sounds a lot, but the beauty is I'm locking these up with no payments, no interest for 5 years. Yep, you heard that right. So I'm cash flowing these 100% cash flow for 5 years, and the remaining balance is due at the end of 5 years. Now, that's a whole other conversation we can get into later. For this video, I really want to concentrate on really nailing down this whole seller finance thing. So that's where agents get super confused. Now, thirdly, what I want to show you now is how to pull a seller finance list in Propstream in order to get a really super clear, awesome money generating list in your hands so that you can start calling those agents and start making some money. Okay, great. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to show you how to pull a list in Propstream and show you how to get that seller finance list on market, ready for you to call. Super simple to do. So I'm just going to load up Bell County here. I'm going to hit the filter button. You can hop straight into property details, right? And so here, this is just my preference, but you can always do whatever you think is best. So I want 3 bedrooms. I want 2 bathrooms minimum. The rest of this doesn't really matter to me. This doesn't matter. HOA. Nope. This is just, it's always interesting to remember that the broader your search is, the more results you're going to get, and the more narrow it's going to start, ratcheting that down. So really important to me, I need to see stuff that's on market because I specialize in on market. Want to make sure these are for sale. Great. Active. Super important. Okay. Date doesn't matter. Days on market doesn't matter. None of that. MLS amount. Let's just put these at a max at 600,000. Actually, you know what? Let's say 500. Probably more accurate in this market. Great. And don't care about pre-foreclosures. That's a whole other model completely. Owner occupied, I don't care. Vacant, don't care. I do care that it's an individual though. That is important because I don't want to be calling LLCs. I want to be calling individuals, people that actually own these properties, most likely that they live in them or they're out of state, as long as it's not a company that owns it. This doesn't really matter to me. That doesn't matter. Liens doesn't matter because we want full equity. Here is a super, super important field. Normally when I'm doing sub twos, creative deals, I have this on minimum. Now I'm going to do maximum, 100% equity. Okay. And that's the minimum. So that right there is essentially, that's what's going to get you across the finish line as far as getting you a seller finance list. Mortgage information. We don't have a mortgage. Remember, this is 100% equity. I just nailed it right there. That's really the only thing that matters. This doesn't really matter. None of these matter. If interest rate doesn't matter, of course, we're only talking about on market and full equity. And that, believe it or not, is it. Now, I want to show you something super interesting that I've not used yet, but I think it could be kind of cool, is this whole Propstream has this new AI feature, right? So what it does is it kind of gives you condition. Now, this could be interesting to try out. Like if you notice right now, we have 317 properties that you can call. That's a great place to start. But if you want to go and try to get the average, not the super high end, not the tear down piece of crap, you want to go average, you can just click average in all these boxes, right? Let's just try this out and see what happens. Click on average. So it's saying kitchen condition, exterior, interior, bathroom, overall condition. Just put average. And look, it changed it down to 158. So that just removed all of the high end stuff and all the super low end stuff. So you're just like middle of the road. So you may want this. It's pretty cool. I definitely give it a shot. Once you get here, you want to save your search. So we can call this seller finance, Bell County. And then you can include this on your home screen. You can just go over here and you can throw it on an empty slot. You can have updates, weekly, daily, immediate, or never. I don't really want updates because I check this regularly. Hit save. And then from there, and what I like to do is I like to always hit estimated equity so I can get the number to go from lowest to highest, okay? So what do we do when we have this list? Great, you have 158 properties. You hop in over here, click the first one, take a look. It's giving you the basics. This one's a 4.2, so I said 3.2 is my minimum. This is a 4.2, 1,008 square feet. Oh, you know what? Let's actually change that. Let's hop over here, filter, and let's just get our square footage to be a minimum of 1,100 square feet, right? That I think is pretty important. And as you can tell, it didn't really change it by 2. So that's great, right? So what we do is we just hop in here, click, and we notice that it's owned by a person, which is what we wanted. Take a look over here. It's active on market, 261.9, 80 days on market. Those are great. So even though I don't require in my list to have a days on market, the longer it's been on market, the better. This is awesome. We love this because there's more pain here, right? We can tell that they want to sell, they're ready to sell, and nothing's happened so far. Great. Hop over here to mortgage transaction, and we can verify that there's no active mortgage because it would be right here, right? This one is showing that there was a standalone and the amount was $18,200. Record date was 2006. So that was a pretty long time ago. And this has been paid out since, right? So that's pretty easy to see. And that's it. So again, right, estimated equity is giving you an estimated rate. You can see the list price is lower than the estimated. Now, I wouldn't use this as a comp. I would only use this as a basic reference. If you want a comp, that's a whole other thing completely, which I can show you how to do in another video. You can click this tab right here, comparables, and then we can find comps this way. And again, that's a different video. But for now, I like to just glance at this to give me just a quick ballpark, right? So this is perfect to call because now if you want to call this agent, all you have to do, click MLS, scroll down here. Here we go. Margaret, there's her phone number at Remax, Temple Belton. Boom. Super easy. Anyway, hope that helps. And that's how you pull a seller finance on market list on Propstream, ready to call. Also, if you want to use my 7-day free trial, there's a link below. You can click on it and sign up for Propstream if you don't have it and get your 7-day free trial. If you don't like it, cancel it. If you like it, keep it. Totally up to you. Anyway, that's how you use Propstream. Great. So now you know what seller finance is. You know how not to get confused between subject to and seller finance or creative deals. And number 3, you know how to pull a list in Propstream for on-market seller finance deals that you can call agents directly and get those deals locked up yourself. If you're having a little bit of trouble and you don't really know what to say on the phone, I'm gonna put a free script down here, my personal script that I created that'll help you get those conversations going with agents. And also, if you get to the point where you get that done, but you don't know how to actually put the deal together, I'm gonna put a link below of my JV form so you can fill out that form. And once that's done, my team will get it. They'll go through all the information. They'll call you back and verify the information. And if it's a green light for me, we'll call it, lock it up, get the thing done, and get you paid. Awesome. We'll see you in the next one.